You thought I was locked up, didn't you? Okay, good morning. It is Wednesday. It's funny how short weeks are always the slowest. Anybody else notice that? We got a 4 day weekend coming up. Normally every other week, if it goes pretty much the routine, bam, 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 it's done. Or if you get stuck working Saturday, bam, 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 or whatever, and then finally it's done. But on the days, on the weeks, you only got to work like 4 days. It's like the week that time forgot. Ugh. But good morning, everybody. It is Wednesday. I don't even know what to call this particular blog or vlog anymore. Like I said, uh, I wasn't really going to discuss Doctor Who news because other than the usual stuff, what really is there? We are coming up on episode 2. Episode 1's out, and of course, the usual suspects are. I didn't even bother to look because I already know what they're going to say. These abysmal low numbers. I'm like, yeah, but everything else is getting abysmal low numbers on overnights. But they never mention that fact to you because otherwise it blows their narrative. It shoots it right out of the water. I'm not kidding. Even if the best of the Tennant era had aired around this time, it'd be shocked if it hit over 4 million because it's a whole new ball game now. For one, this show is literally, as of this year, 20 years on from its revival. Also, the fact that they didn't have streaming services and all that available till, I don't think they've started really becoming available to like '09 or '10, yeah, 2009, 2010, and that's when Matt Smith came in. And that's when you notice the numbers start to drop steadily. And as the show keeps going on, they continue to drop because more people are getting into streaming. Um, yeah, there's been a lot of good reviews about the Lux coming out. I have my doubts though because I'm sorry, it's just they pulled it off with Supernatural when they did the Scooby Doo crossover, and even then that was kind of ridiculous. But then again, there was a lot of really ridiculous episodes with Supernatural, especially when they involved the Trickster. But and no, not the Trickster you all know and love from Sarah Jane Adventures. That was a whole different Trickster. But ooh, that was an eye booger. Don't you hate those? Oh, here we go again. Everyone listen to my bass speakers. Oh yes, my penis is mighty because I have obnoxiously loud bass speakers. Oh, I am so mighty. Yeah, now everybody in the neighborhood knows which car to steal. Oh. Yeah, exactly. We will not find out, consolidated till the end of this week. Or probably you're right, Monday, because it is a holiday weekend. Once again, another reminder, we will not be here Friday morning, we will not be here Saturday morning, and we will not be here Monday morning, okay? Because we get the 4 day weekend for Easter. It's one of the few mercies granted by my employer. All right, so well, thank you, Bill. I hope everybody has a good day. It's just, I got to go in here for another 9 hours of mind-numbing boredom. But The only thing that made the first part of this week bearable is I got up on Monday and book 29 of the Undead series was up for download, so I grabbed it, and I was listening to that for the last 2 days. If you've not read or listened to on audio the Undead series by R.R. Haywood, I forgot all about the Omega Files, to be honest. I got to contact everybody. I'm not kidding. It's just you get home from work and you were just like, hell, I still got to get my stuff switched over to Teams on Skype because we're getting rid of Skype in favor of another piece of shit that probably won't work for crap. Ugh. I don't know. It seemed to me like that story was kind of reaching. And what the hell is an incel? I haven't figured that out yet. You got all these new stupid terms and things for crap. And apparently it turns out her boyfriend was this mean guy or whatever. I was like, that's right. We're still finishing up Young Sheldon. We got like 3 more seasons of that, and then we got Black Mirror. We got Last of Us season 2, and a bunch of other stuff to get caught up on. Oh, the Bull Streaker was complaining about, what all is that dude? What is he? Does he actually ever praise the show, or does he just one of the ones that go, we need to go back to the golden era of David Tennant and Matt Smith? I know, it's basically the same thing, but with less options. It's like polish a turd, it's still a turd. It's like nobody ever gets that, Teams and Skype. It's like, I know, I figured that's what you type, Mark. Yeah, I don't even know what the hell an incel is. I know Al wasn't a great guy, we find out, and I also got to rewatch that one before we do the podcast because, like I said, after work, I'm like, half zombified. I'm not kidding. If I ever been asked to do an episode of The Walking Dead, all I have to do is go like this. Look, guys, it's very simple. Let me go do a day of work, fly me straight down to Atlanta, and all I got to do is just throw some mud or whatever on me. That's me after work, okay? It's no acting involved. Ugh. I'm not kidding. There are some days in here where it feels like that scene from the end of, towards the end of 2001, A Space Odyssey. My mind is going. I can feel it. Oh. But so far, like I said, the show's been doing okay. But like I said, we're at early days yet, episode 1. And, what are these guys going to say when, they come up to those episodes that might get pulled? Or the ones where, I just can't figure out for the life of me why they didn't just reschedule the show so that it's not right in the middle of, the footy. Because that's always a bad time to air anything other than football. Well, I use StreamYard for doing the live casts. I do Zoom still for doing when we just get together and chat. We do that a couple times a week depending on my work schedule. We just get together and chat. Skype was just a means of getting the Zoom link out more than anything, or the Skype, the StreamYard link. So it's not like I needed to do a whole lot. It's just there's some folks who are not on Facebook, and I don't blame them, because Facebook is getting to be so shady, it's scary. Just like TikTok or whatever you want to call that damn thing people are on. They're going to cut our TikTok. I'm like, I've never been on it. Now, I have friends of mine who are on it. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but um, it's owned primarily by a company that's run out of China. Now, what do you think China's going to do with access to a whole lot of people's personal information? I wouldn't trust China with access to my frickin' ball washer, let alone my personal info. Can you get some advice on what? Hopefully it's not hairstyling, because you say, I'm no good at that. I'm getting a bit phlegmy in the morning. I think it's because of my CPAP machine in this time of year. Because other than the morning, I'm right as rain all damn day. I do get the allergies, though. I still get the sneezes. But okay, yeah, Lux is coming up. And like I said, it's a cartoon character. The reviews seem good. Of course, they won't be good for the typical imbeciles who'll be out there screeching about how bad the show is. And like I said, my latest intel that I keep hearing is that, yeah, it's probably a likely shoot he's leaving at the end of this series. And there's a couple reasons why I can't blame him for doing that. Because, one, he's young. He's already been in a major motion picture, and had lots of acting roles. He probably got tired of waiting and waiting and waiting to find out when they're going to start filming. Because you got to rearrange your schedule depending on when you finally get a filming schedule. Yeah, here they all are sitting on their hands waiting for Disney. Now, if things don't go through at Disney, the show, like I said, I don't know. I think either way we're looking at a small hiatus, because by the time Disney makes up its mind and you start filming, you might be able to get a series out for next year, probably late next year. But if they have to go to another service, that's going to take some time also. You have to love spring in Ohio, that time of the year when, it's kind of like fall. Can't make up its mind what the hell's going to happen. I love it. By the end of this week, we're going to be back in the 70s. My lawn looks like a freaking, what do you call it? Looks like the high plains. Because every time, it gets warm enough to go out there and get it, starts raining. And I got to wait for the lawn to drain out a bit, because otherwise, you don't want to run a lawnmower when it's, the grass is wet. But I know some days there are days I miss the, times when I just flip on YouTube and just watch it. I know, like I said, it's kind of weird here, the weather, what it's doing. Like right now, it's cold and windy. Speaking of wind, I got to save the bangers for when I get into work, you know what I'm saying? There's nothing like walking down a whole row of working people and then you just, strafe that whole area. And then you turn back a few seconds later to see the aftermath, People going, oh my God. Oh, Hell, the other day, yesterday, I had to go in there, and after lunch, I came up and said, look, I'm probably going to have to leave early. And they're like, why? I said, because I got to go home and start tweeting out thoughts and prayers to all the victims of anyone who went into that bathroom back there after lunch. Oh. And the best part is, with all the machinery running in there, it doesn't have to be silent but violent, because they're not going to hear it coming. Either way, you know, you could go like a machine gun all the way down the aisle, and no one's going to hear it. But okay, once again, reminder, we will not be here Friday, Saturday, or Monday, because we get that whole 4 days off for Easter weekend. Omega Files, like I said, we're aiming probably for Saturday. I'm thinking around 8-ish, 7-ish, 8-ish. I'm going to have to get a hold of everybody to find out what the best time is. I was going to, and then sure enough, I came in yesterday when I was just kind of out of it all day yesterday. So, all right, well, I got to run inside. Everybody, please take care. Be kind, be calm, be safe. Enjoy the rest of your day. And we'll see you all hopefully tomorrow morning. So have a good one, everyone.